Where we're going, we don't need roads.
You know, I am actually always fascinated with the training that actors undergo for action films like this. In particular, how much you remember and how much is applicable to real life. So I'm genuinely curious if either of you ever got into a bar fight, how much of your gunpowder milkshake fight training could you actually put into action?
Wow, this is a good question.
I always wonder that. And I don't want to put it to the test because that's an invitation for people to just fight with me. But like, I don't know. There's a piece of me that thinks like I would maybe remember some moves, but I'm not a violent person. I've only been in one fight in my life, and that was when I was a child and a girl pulled my hair, and I think I maybe pulled her hair back.
I am so not a physical fighter. Like the idea, I would go down any road before I would physically fight with someone. I feel like we can talk it out. You know, this is really my, but I will say, interestingly, that I think that, you know, in that same way, muscle memory, I would say that I've got to be better in a bar fight after Gunpowder Milkshake than before. That's what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's what'll happen because I'm the one, you know, I guess, you know, being a woman, maybe it's about that sixth sense. So I'm always sensing like, is it trouble? Because if it is, you know, I've got the bead on it and I can get out of there before it starts.
That. So there is someone out there who like watches Guardians or watches Jumanji and thinks like, she pulled my hair that one time.
Yeah, but then she'll remember because she pulled my hair.
Yeah, but that's not. I'm sure that's not her version of the story. I'm sure it's a whole other. So first off, you know, I actually can really see the characters in this movie, and honestly, I can't help but think that like a young girl could see the women in this movie and be inspired by how badass they are and how strong they are and how selfless they are, and that could actually make a real impact. So I was wondering, when you were both growing up, who was the female character in pop culture that you most looked up to? The woman that kind of reminded you or told you just what you were capable of?
I'm now thinking, I mean, it was probably my absolute icon. Icons were probably like pop stars in America. So I grew up in the Highlands of Scotland. And so we like get most American entertainment, but not all. So like Friends was huge. So Jennifer Aniston for me. And then Britney Spears and Jennifer Lopez.
Yes. Also still inspiring in their own right today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're incredible. And J-Lo, I mean, come on.
Well, when I was coming up, you know, it was that time of blaxploitation, you know, so it was, you know, like Tamara Dobson and Pam Grier, you know, and we were like kicking ass and, you know, taking on the man and the mob and all of that. And they were looking good while they were doing it.
I mean, Karen Allen in Indiana Jones was like her character. So badass. And I just, when she ran that bar and she could outdrink any guy, and she was somebody that always really kind of that character really affected me. But yeah, you know, I also grew up with a lot of, like, for me, Bionic Woman and Wonder Woman and the Charlie's Angels, like all those TV shows really also made me. I remember when I met Jacqueline Smith when I was about 15, I could barely speak because I just thought she was just the coolest because of Charlie's Angels. And I was like, you're so beautiful. And she was like, you are too. And it like made my year.
You know, actually, I genuinely love that all of the guns in the film are named after iconic writers. So I was wondering, to sort of do a twist on this, if there just so happened to be a gun named after each of you, what type of gun would that be? What kind of damage would that do?
Ooh, if it was like based on me, you mean?
Yep.
It would always aim for the leg. Like, no matter where you fire it. Because I always think, like, you just don't shoot to kill. Just shoot to, like, disable until you can get away.
That's smart. See that's a testament to you. You're always kind of thinking 10 steps ahead. 10 steps that they won't be able to take because they've been shot in the leg.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
I don't really know that much about guns to be able to answer that question.
So it would just be random and sporadic, and the bullets would just go all over the place going, I don't know.
Eyes closed and hoping I hit my mark.
I think maybe mine would be like a little Sig Sauer, like a little pistol kind of, you know, direct action. Just, you know, I don't need anything big and cumbersome.
Just a little cute little thing, huh? With a pearl.
Yeah.
But it gets the job done.
Exactly.
And finally, and I know that this one hasn't even come out yet, so the fact that I'm already thinking sequel is probably ridiculous. But in theory, like who would be the dream actress to join up for part 2?
Meryl Streep? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Could you imagine Meryl Streep with like this giant machine gun?
I can, and I want it.
And she's aiming for the legs. Oh my God.
Come on, we must make it happen.
Look, I give Netflix $12 a month. They can afford Meryl Streep.
They can. They can. They're killing it.
They've got that Netflix money that right now they're just writing this down. They're like, yeah, that's pretty good. They've got this.
I'll get it written into my contract for next.
I swear to God, if she ends up in the sequel, I'm bringing this interview back for part 2.
Oh yeah, and you'll know that's why. It's because of this.
Because of this moment. We're going to wish it into fruition. Seriously, Karen, congratulations on this. It was so good to see you, and I hope this is the only time we ever do a Zoom interview, because I hope the next time is in person.
Yes, that sounds great.
All right. Oh, well, I always love talking with both of you. It's always so great to see you, and I genuinely hope that this is the only time that we ever do a Zoom interview, because we all got to get back in the same room together. We keep bugging Netflix about in-person junkets, so hopefully they're going to be happening again soon.
I hope so.
All right. Good to see you guys. Take care.
Well, we're going. We don't need roads.